Hey guys, it's that time of the week again when your youth leaders give you a recommended resource that we have found helpful in growing our faith and helping us to understand what it is that we actually believe. So today we're going to be talking about chapellibrary.org. This is a resource that I just found today. It was recommended to me from a trusted source, so we're going to explore it together. I have looked into it a little bit, and one of the important statements that I've found is on their About page. It's if you go to About and then Doctrine. This is something that we have to keep in mind with all resources. It says 95% of our titles are from prior centuries, and many of these authors did not agree with one another in all doctrinal matters. We therefore encourage our readers to be discerning and to be as the Bereans, who searched the scriptures to determine if what they were hearing was true, and that happened in Acts 17:11. So with any of the resources that you look at, you have to be discerning. You have to check what you read or what you hear against scripture to make sure that it's true. And so I am going to recommend this as a resource for you, but you need to use your own discernment and make sure that what you're reading and looking at lines up with scripture. So Chapel Library is a ministry of a certain Baptist church down in the United States, and they provide different literature and sermons and things from preachers who lived in previous centuries. They have a few from like nowadays, but most of them are from 100 years ago or more. So if we click on literature, let's see what they have. They have a lot of books and periodicals like magazines and whatnot. So for example, here's a book, Adoniram Judson and the Missionary Call. If we click on that, you can buy it. You can buy a paperback copy of it, or you can just read it online for free. They allow you to download it in 3 different formats, or you can read it online. I haven't figured out how to turn the page on the reader thing though. It's very confusing. But I have been checking out the PDF versions, so you just click on it, it downloads, you open it up, and here it is. Here's this entire book. I'm gonna try not to scroll too much because I don't know about you, but that makes me dizzy. There we go, and it's just a book in PDF format. So, there's that. No, okay. So yeah, there's tons of books and things on there. You can search by title or author. I think you can just search by title. Search by series, topics, language. Most of the ones I've seen have been English and Spanish, but apparently they have all of these languages. You can search by title and again by author. Periodicals. So these would be like magazines or things that they send out regularly to people. The first one is Free Grace Broadcaster, which is sent out 4 times a year, looks like, and they have different themes. So let's check one out. Let's look at spiritual mindedness. Okay, so it's just got like a bunch of articles. I guess it would be kind of like our church's magazine, which I should know the name of. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's a magazine for the church. So here's an article by Charles Simeon, one by John Owen, one by, just a whole bunch. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. That's cool. See what it looks like. Yeah, okay. So this, okay, so it looks like this Free Grace broadcaster is um, being printed currently, or close to currently. This one's from 2019, but the articles in it are from like 1700s, 1600s, 1800s, a few 1900s. Okay, cool, cool. Let's see, I think there were other periodicals in here too. Oh yeah, Studies in the Scripture. There's two, you can get, this guy wrote, it's kind of like a devotional, but it's not an everyday thing. I don't know how to describe it, but you can get the monthly one, or they put them all together into years. So, let's look at the 1944 volume. There we go. And so for January, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different articles, and the articles are not long. They're like, okay, that one's longer. Okay, the mission and miracles of Elisha. There's like half a page, 1 page, 2.5, 3.5, 1.5. So like 5 pages. Yeah. That was one of the longer ones, actually, I think. So that's that. Oh yeah, there's courses. This, these appear to be free. This is for your own self-study. They also send these courses a lot to people who are in prison. Apparently there's a lot of false teaching in the prisons, and so they send these courses to any prisoner who wants to learn like what the true gospel is. And then the prisoners can study, and then they can send them away to a grader, someone who tells them, yes, this is correct, this is incorrect, and then they like disciple them in that way. If you just do the course by yourself, I don't think you can be graded. There's like answer keys. So if we look at salvation, here's a basic course on forgiveness. So they'll have like, this is the book that you need to read, and then they have a study guide and an answer key. Study guide looks like this, and it basically is, oh, okay, that's different. Okay, so they have questions here, but they also have some reading to do. The other one I looked at earlier didn't have readings, because I think it was mainly on the book. Let's look at general studies. New Testament survey. I think this is the one I was, yeah. So they've got, oh, they have prerequisites. Some of them you have to do a certain course before you can do this one. And you can get the books that you need. You can download them or buy them if you want it in paperback. And then here's a study guide for this one. Oh, there is reading. Okay, I didn't see that before. But yeah, and then there's just, yeah, please read chapter 1 in the book and then answer these questions. And then there's an answer key as well. So that's a thing. And then there's some audio and video courses, or not courses, but the audio and video ones are just sermons from this church that runs Chapel Library, but there are audiobooks. They're not all in Spanish. Here we go. Here's some English ones for those of you who speak only English. Yeah, and it's just, it seems to be, you know, as many of the books as they have in their literature part. If they have an audiobook version, then it's on here. So yeah, and it looks like it's in alphabetical order, so that's helpful. Yeah, and then if you go to their about section, it tells about them, and again, doctrine and the encouragement to be discerning, the way the Bereans were in Acts 17. So, yeah, that's about what I've got. Oh, there's ministries. Okay, I think we've looked at all this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that is Chapel Library. I encourage you to check it out. See if there's anything you'd like to read that might help you to understand the Bible more clearly. Or even if you want to do the courses, you could get some friends together and all do a course together. Apparently they only take like 2 to 6 weeks and like 1 day a week type of a thing to do each course generally. So yeah, definitely check that out and have a great week.